Voice module online.
Are you listening?
Get over here!
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
This week on RDS Gaming, RDS does it the wrong way. Not just in an uncomfortable place like the back of a Volkswagen. Hello, and welcome to episode 49 and a half of the RDS Gaming Podcast. Your most offensive source for all things nerd, geek, and gaming. I'm your host, Racer X. And I'm joined by a Zero.
Oh, fuck yeah, it's podcast night.
And the slightly less excited member of this shit show is Black Sun.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Time to have some fun.
It's alright, folks, don't worry. I spent the last 6 months writing a new intro for him. I haven't actually finished it yet because why do today, which you can put off till tomorrow, but eventually he will say something else.
Good luck.
I don't need luck. I have a script. Seriously, we don't have a script. If we had a script, this might actually seem professional or something else. Instead, you're just going to deal with the random ramblings. Speaking of random, what have you guys been playing? Or doing, or whatever else? Because let's not focus on fucking what games we've played. This is a nerd podcast.
Well, random is kind of what we do. That's just kind of our style. And, well, everybody can mostly guess what I've been doing.
Sucking dick in an alley.
Yeah, that's been about 10% of my time. I've been there, yes. Trying to get a little pleasure where I can.
You're probably not doing it right. I mean, maybe you are. Maybe you are secretly gay. That would explain a lot, actually. But no offense. I mean, if you're gay, you're gay. I don't give a shit. But I personally can never begin to imagine sucking dick and deriving pleasure from it. I don't even think I would get pride of like, yeah, I did a good job. That guy got off and like feel good about that. It would still be, there's sperm in my mouth.
Yeah, you may have a point there.
But hey, if you are straight and you derive a sense of pleasure from sucking dick, let us know about it. I never thought I'd ask that question, but I'm honestly kind of want to know now where that thought process comes from. Like, I want to have a conversation with you, so hopefully I can figure that out. Like, if you're going to tell me your mom's got cancer and you're supporting your 14 brothers and sisters and shit, and you're like, I feel good about me because I sucked 20 dicks today, I get it. But not the dick sucking part. Like, the rest of it I get. So I want to try and understand that. Hit us up.
There you go.
Yeah.
Beyond that, say mostly, yeah, studying and tests and, yeah, coding. Did attempt to try the beta out for Monster World Hunter, and I got it apparently the evening before it ended, not the evening before it started. So I didn't get, to spend an hour or two with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of what I've been doing. I know, all kinds of fun.
I can pretty much tell you that Arctic did get in on that beta action, and either everything went horrible or he loved the shit out of it. Because he's like, hey, Racer, you should get this beta. It looks pretty cool. And then I didn't hear from him again. So that's a pretty glowing statement of that game's probably pretty okay. Because Arctic's one of those that like likes games but doesn't like games for game's sake. And I'm pretty sure that one may have sucked him in pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right.
There's
well,
even going to be a PC version eventually.
yeah. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be the very first PC version of the Monster Hunter series. if
You're
I'm
not mistaken. You are correct. It is the
Okay.
only non-emulated version of it.
Cool.
Mhm. They couldn't get it done in time for launch of the console versions, not to have it fully vetted and tested, since it takes a little bit more for the PC side with all the hardware configurations. So they're like, well, just to be upfront, we're going to push this back. We don't know when, but sometime 2018.
A super big grind RPG. And on the bright side, it's one of those RPGs where they want you to play with your friends or make new friends in there so you can get that special item from that one special monster to get that one special item so you look like a Soul Calibur character. But none of it comes from Loot Box, so fuck EA. Ding!
So that's what you've been doing there, Black Sun?
Yeah, pretty much. I know it's a big change from the norm, huh?
Yeah. Well, you're trying to handle your school thing. So,
Mm.
I've been still hitting the competitive shooters. I tried to do Plants vs Zombies, Garden Warfare 2, and the servers are still up and active. It's just there's nobody playing it. So I was actually kind of a little bummed out about that because it looked kind of neat. So I was a little bummed out about that, but I might try again this upcoming weekend. Maybe there'll be some people on and I can actually, give it a go. Played a little bit of Dragon Age 2, and then per Racer's recommendation, I asked him about Doctor Strange because I comic wise I'd never really been into Doctor Strange, so I didn't know a whole lot about it, and I know Racer's very big into the comics, so he said, yeah, it was a really really well done movie, and so I jumped on Netflix and I watched it, and Racer, you were 100% right. It was excellent, just absolutely excellent. Just a really good story that I'm not gonna lie, it drew me in real good. So
Look, speaking comic wise, you tell me how many comic books you have read where a sorcerer uses Hitler's pistol to kill an interdimensional monster.
Mhm.
okay, that's fucking hardcore. That's
And yes,
awesome.
literally, word for word, what I just said occurred in a Doctor Strange comic book.
Damn, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, there's a homeboy has some out there shit. If anybody out there is a complete comic newbie that hasn't watched any of the Marvel Universe, because apparently you've been in a coma for the last 10 years, avoid the Doctor Strange TV show. They made a TV show. It is not, no, just don't ever do that. Whatever it is. Like, if it wasn't made in the last 10 years and it's not The Incredible Hulk, don't watch it. But now, if it was an animated show on Fox in the 90s, you're golden. And that goes DC, Marvel, whatever. Those are all good. But yeah, the live action Doctor Strange TV show was some fucked up 70s bullshit.
I don't think I've seen that one, which apparently is a good thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd never even heard about there being a Doctor Strange TV show.
Oh yeah.
It was
Oh
in the
yeah.
70s?
Uh-huh.
Huh.
Like unitards and gold chains, the whole 9 yards.
Oh, they went all out then.
Oh
Dude,
yeah.
that sounds hilarious.
Just watch Black Dynamite. Much better movie and way far every way, shape, and form better than the Doctor Strange TV show.
Super good to know. Thank you, buddy. But yeah, it's kind of been my nerd stuff going on.
Nice. What about you, Razor?
I got nothing. I have carried around a giant can of gasoline and some matches. I have been burning some shit. I have reached my give a fuck quotient. So, welcome. Enjoy that, everybody. I have no remorse. I have no cares. Fuck it. The sum total of my nerddom was today happened to be Comixology's Marvel release day. So I read the latest issue of Scarlet Spider and the Amazing Spider-Man, which the only thing I have to say there is fuck yeah. Flash Thompson is back in a Venom suit. And props to the artist that drew Eddie Brock, because that is an excellent likeness of McFarlane's original art. Scarlet Spider getting a little out there. Not sure. I kind of feel like they're spinning this up for a miniseries. Numbers may be down, but I'm not sure. I haven't actually checked the sales numbers, but we'll see. The good news that came out of comics this week was the announcement for the director's plans for the Venom movie.
Nice.
Because
Okay,
it is
so
Go ahead.
so that's not just bullshit then. Like we are going to get a Venom movie.
Dude, it's so far beyond that. It's going to start filming soon.
Okay.
Yeah. There's
Tom
a
Tom
schedule.
Hardy is Venom.
Tom Hardy.
Mhm.
What else did he play in?
He was Bane in the Dark Knight Rises, or whatever the fuck the last Nolan Batman was.
Okay. I know who you're talking about now. Cool. Oh, I bet you he's gonna make a real good Venom.
Yeah, it's a Mad Max also. Yeah, it looks to be pretty good.
But the bright side, for those that actually read the comics back in the day, is two of the best Venom storylines are being adapted for the movie. Lethal Protector and the Planet Symbiote storylines are being used, which we still don't know which one of the Planet Symbiote is being used, but really, who cares? It's probably going to be cheesy, over the top. It's R rated because thanks to Logan, anything with an R rating is going to fucking sell through Fox. Uh, yeah, that's basically the beginning and end of it. Or Sony, I mean. Fox did Logan, but Sony is trying to jump on the R-rated bandwagon.
Nice. And yeah, those storylines that should be pretty good.
Yeah, should definitely be good.
So I read a few of them back in the day.
Well, there's a Venom mini series running right now because the Venom relaunch had the remnants of what was the more hero than anti-hero Venom symbiote that was joined to Flash Thompson being reintroduced on a serial killer, or a criminal at least, and then the power struggle between the criminal and the symbiote, and basically Venom being like, fuck this guy, I don't like this, I'm here to do good things, and the guy being like, nah, I'm a criminal, son, we ain't doing good things. And I didn't read any of it because I'm like, okay, let's just shit all over the last fucking 5 years. Oh, Flash is depressed and drinking again? Awesome. I love this storyline. This is good. This is uplifting. And then Eddie Brock ended up with Venom again. And I didn't read the first of this mini series that's basically Venom Major. And of course, Eddie Brock Venom ends up tangling with Spider-Man again. Flash shows up and gets a synthetic symbiote, which turns him into Agent Anti-Venom, which he uses to strip the symbiote off of Brock and steal it.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, basically, it is the weirdest fucking setup, and it continues. I kind of want to pick up the others now, just for the awkward carrying on. Like, he is stripping it off of Brock because he's pissed at him. He's super happy to be a superhero again. And he strips it off and he's like, oh God, it's hurting him. What do I do? What do I do? This is awful. And the scientist that created the artificial symbiote gives him a container to put Venom in because the dude wants to study it. And Flash is like, nah, I'm out. Fuck this. So Spider-Man chases after him and he's like, dude, where are you going? And Flash is like, look, dude, I don't really have a plan, but you're just going to try and hurt him, and I can't allow that. He's my partner. We're cool. So Spider-Man takes him back to a safe location, and, like, Flash dumps the symbiote into the bathtub and manages to strip away enough of the artificial symbiote, and he's basically petting the Venom symbiote and talking to him. Like, the entire time everything's going on, he's like, shh, 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 it'll be okay. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. Shh, shh.
Man, that sounds real fucking weird.
Definitely a little interesting there.
But the original new host, the criminal, whose name I don't remember because he's a one-note character and I don't give a shit, finds some new version, which is why Flash got involved again, and then Brock got involved again, because basically Venom's entire purpose later on in the series becomes hunting down his offspring, or these violent symbiotes, and purging Earth of them. So the original new host ends up finding this new one, and he can infect others with it, but it gives him absolute control over the people. So he ends up, forming his own gang of venomized street-level villains and, like, D-list supervillains.
God damn.
Yeah, that could get pretty interesting. Lots of ways to go with that.
Yeah. Like, that's a real crazy storyline. But I like it. Like, it's super intriguing. I dig it.
Well, the worst part of it all is the new host ends up trying to take over Black Cat's gang, which consists of a bunch of old Spider-Man villains like Hammerhead and Matt Gargan, the Scorpion, and a couple other people, like multiple people that were former hosts for a very brief time of the Venom symbiote, and he reinfects all of them, including the Black Cat.
No shit.
Yeah, which is one of the best reveals, because Flash, being Peter Parker's bully and basically the world's #1 Spider-Man fan, has no fucking idea who Spider-Man actually is, or really anything involving him. They worked together very briefly when Flash was Agent Venom for S.H.I.E.L.D. So Peter ends up developing this device to track this new symbiote, and they're tracking it down, and they're crawling through air vents because, spy movie. And they're getting ready to come out the other end, and they drop in, and this whole room is just destroyed from fights, and there is everybody both the new host's gang and Black Cat's gang, all venomized, and they drop down, and Peter's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, symbiotes don't trigger my spider sense."
Just a little FYI.
But
I was here just to let you know.
it's the worst part. And I got to give Slot credit for this. He pulls on a lot of the old shit from over the years, because when Peter's developing the device, he tells Flash to cut off a piece of venom to use to power the technology and basically use Venom's ability to sense other symbiotes. And Flash is like, I don't want to do it. He's finally starting to trust me again. And Peter keeps pushing him. And he's like, you know what? You're just a big bully. And Peter has to stop. And there's a moment of introspection. He's like, seriously? Flash Thompson just called me a bully? And then they're swinging through the city. And they're talking. And Flash is like, man, you don't understand what this means to me. Like, I am so happy to be a hero again. And not only that, I'm a hero. I can help people, and I'm working with Spider-Man. Like, you don't understand how much of a hero you are to me. And immediately Peter's like, Flash Thompson, Purple Heart recipient, war veteran, wounded veteran. Dude, you were a hero in your own right. Don't be bringing anything else into this. You are more of a hero than I was before any of this ever happened to you. And they get an awkward silence for a minute. And something else happens. The tracker goes off, and Peter's like, oh, thank God. That was an awkward bromance moment, wasn't it? And Flash is like, yeah, but we should probably focus on the pings now. And they get to the hideout. And then Peter's explaining everything, and he's like, well, bad news, this is the Black Cat's hideout. And Flash is like, wait, Felicia Hardy? I used to date her. And Peter goes, yeah, I know, me too. So they drop down in, and Black Cat's standing there fucking venomized. And she's like, who wants a kiss? And immediately, Peter's like, hey, Flash, she's talking to you. And he's like, nah, dude, I'm pretty sure she was talking to you.
That is real messed up.
Just completes the bromance is all.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like they do good with it.
I've had, over the years, and I have read literally every issue from 1 to current, I've had some issues with Slot's writing. Like, he has misstepped, in my opinion. Obviously, I don't know what his grand plan is or anything else. Dude has made it longer on 1 book than any other writer I know of in comicdom. But I gotta give him credit, whether it's because it's crossovers or because of his history. Dude is knocking it out of the fucking park with some of this stuff.
I'd say it definitely sounds like it.
I was going to say, it really sounds like he's throwing his A game, man.
So that's my nerdy outing for the week. I dipped into the division again briefly and haven't done anything else with it. It's just, I have no desire for the grind. I want progress, not marginal anything right now.
Yeah. Actually, I did fire up Destiny for about 15, 20 minutes. Well, Destiny 2.
How'd that go?
Not bad. Got myself a laser rifle to play around with.
See,
what
I
all the
almost did
fuss was
that,
about,
but
and
I knew others would be jumping in just for that fucking lens, and I'm like, nah, I don't have a reason enough to play anything. I'm not going in just to get that to go, okay, I got it. Now what am I going to do with these other 8 million fucking legendary shards?
Yeah, I did it, played with it for about 15 minutes, and was like, all right, that's what the fuss was about, and then went back to what I was doing. Used it for one of my little brief breaks. And now it is garbage. At least from what I read, they didn't have enough time to test it, so they just smashed it really hard with the Nerf sledgehammer and said over the next month we're gonna do some testing and it'll get updated then. So yeah, just go ahead and stick it in your vault.
Hey, on the bright side, they only smashed the hell out of one gun instead of an entire class this time.
That's true. I don't really understand why they do that.
Do you want an answer? Because I have an answer.
They fixed some of the locked out content too for people. I read.
Oh, low and above. They learned the lesson they learned 3 years ago.
So you have an answer?
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'm going to make this relatable for you.
Okay. Cool.
Jump into your Wayback Machine. Do you remember like 3 years ago in WoW when your questing and raiding and everything else was impacted by their attempted Battlegrounds patches?
Yeah.
Welcome to Destiny. It took Blizzard 11 years to figure out that they needed to separate the stat system and scaling between PvP and PvE. We have been telling Bungie this since year one in Destiny, and basically they're like, nah, Bungie, hold our beer. We got this because we are way smarter and we will balance weapons based on everything, and it's not going to have an impact on anything. So for the last half of year one, year two, and the beginning of year three, you got laughed at in every aspect if you used an AR. Why? Because the one exotic, the Suros regime, was the king of PvP. Year one vanilla. It melted everybody's fucking face. That distinctive sound probably still haunts the nightmares of multiple Guardians.
Along with the clang of the fire bros.
So you
The
no, there was nothing. In vanilla year one, Suros was it. I don't give a shit what you had. Shotgun sliding wasn't a thing, snipers weren't a thing. You could move fast enough and erratically enough, you could close the distance, and short to lean long range was owned by the Suros regime. So Bungie looked at it, they're like, fuck it, ARs are OP, nerf them. So everybody that used ARs in every activity suddenly found they were shooting marshmallows. So everybody shelved them, dumped shit in their vault, didn't use it. You would think this would have been a chance for Bungie to learn a lesson, but no, they continued. The next thing, fusion rifles. And thus started the meme of, the raid is broken. We gotta fix, nerf fusion rifles.
mm-hmm.
Didn't matter what the patch was. Raid glitch, okay, we fixed the raid, and we nerf fusion rifles. Oh, there's a section of the map that's accessible that lets you get outside the map and glitch through content. We fixed that, and we nerf fusion rifles.
Okay, I see what you're saying now.
Basically, their entire problem has been they go in wholesale because they don't study the impact across the board because they don't have it separated. And that is a massive, massive amount of data to look at. So they can't fine tune because even if they focus their efforts on PvP, it has a massive impact in the PvE world. So it's much easier to go whole hog, destroy something, and then slowly tip it back up until we learn the ways to combine perks, weapons, weapon mods, armor, everything else to either in PvE or PvP make a weapon overpowered again. And instead of going, okay, we need to step back one step, Bungie's like, oh fuck, trials, smash it. Because one optimistic fucker on the live team is still like, fucking trials is going to be an esport. He's wrong, but I guarantee you that motherfucker wakes up every day with a spring in his step, happy, like walks outside, somebody slashed all 4 tires, and he's like, it's a beautiful goddamn day. I'm going to change my tires.
Sun's out, the birds are chirping and singing him a song.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying now. Yeah. So, well, at least they just did, like, they nerfed just the one thing instead of, like, all across the board now.
And that's what I'm saying. That's progress. I don't have a lot of respect for their plans, for their vision right now. Again, I don't know what the end result is going to be. I know they basically slam dunked the first 2 hours and then played soggy biscuit with the rest of the game this time. I don't know why. I don't know how. I don't know what the drive was. I don't know why. But I know D1 was addictive enough to make me buy silver, and D2 is not. I didn't buy silver because I gave that much of a shit about cosmetics. Yeah, I wanted to look cool, in my opinion, which meant I look like nobody else, because let's face it, my opinion, not that popular. But I would do it. I wanted some of the cool shit, and I wanted to support them. More so than the 45 copies of the game and the 3 PS4s I bought.
Yeah, I'd say it was, say, like you said, the first 2 hours, it was great. And I think we all expected a lot more, especially considering the last part of D1. I mean, they were focusing, they had, majority of the team focusing on D2. I mean, don't know if it got, Activision had a hand and got it pushed out before they had everything. But if that was the case, you would expect more in these DLCs, which this first one is a little lackluster from what I've read and from what you've said.
Do you think maybe they were just trying to do too much and got caught up in it? Because, I mean, they did try to implement all these grand sweeping changes, I mean, I don't know if that would be a reason. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's definitely possible. I mean, well, let's say their eyes could have been bigger than their stomach,
Yeah.
basically. And it's very possible. I mean, I've fallen victim to that myself.
Oh, you mean with some of your school projects?
Yeah, one of my projects. Yeah, I'd say it came around, and I was trying to do this and make it better, and yeah, I wanted to implement a few things, and went big, and it was not able to complete it or finish it in the time frame I had. So yeah, no, it's definitely possible. And it all depends too on how it's, how they get it set up and how easily they can add little things, bits in here and there, and all that.
Yeah. No, it was just a thought, Maybe they had tried to do too much and ran out of time, or just tried to do too much and got overwhelmed. And maybe that's why the first 2 hours are really awesome, and then after that it just goes kind of flat,
Yeah, no, that's very possible. And when it comes to that, time will tell. I mean, we'll see if, say, extra stuff starts getting slipped in or added in with other little things, and they'll do an update or a patch here and there, and they'll add little stuff in here and there. Say like with some of the seasonal stuff, whatever, they might do something with that, and then add extra in that they've been working on that they didn't have ready, and finally got it polished up.
Yeah,
So we shall see in time.
hopefully.
I'll at the very least read about it and hear about it from you guys, maybe.
One day. One day, but not right now.
So what else we got?
When games make you feel like you're playing them wrong. That's what else we got.
Well, maybe it's not wrong in my opinion, and that game just needs to mind its own business.
So the answer would be yes, there are games that make you feel like you played them wrong, and apparently they did bad things to you in a closet.
Well, naturally.
I mean, they weren't overly bad, and it was a big closet.
Ended up with you halfway across the country sucking dick for 10 minutes in an alley. I'm pretty sure it was something bad.
Minor details, as they say.
I don't think any of that constitutes minor details. This is like a full 20 minutes, 60 minutes segment. That's not minor.
I mean, how do you know? Were you there? Did you see that it was minor?
Maybe I'm the one that did it.
Just saying, they could have been, definitely could have been minor.
Minor or adult, I don't think it really matters at this point. There's not really many statutes and limitations on that kind of thing. If you need to talk, you can talk, but save it. You got like 15 minutes, 10 minutes until you can start talking about that.
Yeah, I'll get.
Well, I know for me, like, there are definitely times when I feel like when I'm playing that I'm doing something that I'm not doing something right. Because, like, I know I've been playing games before that Racer you have played, and I'll get stuck and I'll I'll say, Racer, I don't get what I'm doing wrong, and usually, you've got a pretty quick answer for me, like, well, did you try this? And then you go try that, and I'm like, oh well, fuck, that seems real obvious. Like I should have been able to think of that on my own. And you know, I've been playing competitive shooters here recently, and sometimes I do real well, and then other times it's just like I'll spawn and like immediately get sniped. So like there's definitely times when I feel like I'm not playing a game the way it's supposed to be played. And
Well,
I think some of that might be part of the reason why some of those super challenging games that Black Sun and Eraser like kind of dig. I think maybe that might be part of the reason why I don't get into them is because I might just be playing them the wrong way.
well, when it comes to the competitive shooter side of it, you had another element added in there, and the way your play style that you play those, others may.
True. Uh, you know, I know some maps are real good for a certain type of weapon, whereas other maps it's like that's not going to work even a little bit.
But there's the question, Zero. What game has made you feel most like you were playing it wrong? Yeah, you didn't start playing the game at the exact same time, so you hadn't already farmed up all the awesome gear to be nearly invulnerable.
Oh, well,
Because meta.
yeah, and there is definitely something to that, you know, because there's been a couple of different times when we've played and you've started playing before I did, and you're right, like you had the current meta and I didn't. But even when I got the meta and I had it set up right, I still seem to struggle when I shouldn't.
All right, well, I got two emotional solutions for you there. They're both very simple applications. One is the explanation as to why you continue to feel that way, and the other is a make you feel better situation. Now, albeit in the second case, the make you feel better situation, I went into this knowingly being obstinate, even though I thought it should work. But yeah, the reason you still weren't up to par is because you were dealing with people that were the meta that had not been told, hey, just go and do this, and here's a person or a team to help you get to that point. We fought and bled and struggled to get there. So we were used to working as an underdog and piecing that together and getting to that point. So our efficiency had to increase to get to that point. So once we were at that point, it basically was easy mode. We had the meta now, so all of the tactics we developed to get the meta made us that much more effective.
Yeah. Okay.
Again, I've spent a lot of time in multiplayer games figuring out how to do current content that requires a group solo. You either get good after spending a lot of time bouncing your head off your desk, or you give the fuck up and go on Reddit or the 100.io or some other group finding site and go, I'm a giant pussy. Help me. I want this shit, but I'm not good enough to get it on my own. And then everybody else is like, dude, you're doing pretty good. Why? Because I just spent the last 12 hours doing this on my own, so I know where everything spawns and the best way to take it out, but I'm just not quite good enough to get past this last wave of faggot rushing shotgunners.
Yeah.
You just need some more oomph, a little more firepower to get past.
See why I quit playing the division last time. This last time. Not because it's bad. Like 1.8 was a really well done patch. But eventually, the 40th time of facing a wave of shotgunners, I'm like, no, I could do this. I know I could do this. I just don't have the patience to keep doing this until I can. So you know what? Fuck you. Escape F. Now the other one to make you feel better is when I first started playing Guild Wars, the original Guild Wars. That one, I decided I've read enough R.A. Salvatore. I'm going to make a ranger, but I'm not going to use a bow. Oh, wait, this is an MMO. And yes, you are, or things are going to go horribly for you. And I made it, like, to max level using melee weapons. None of my skills worked. Nothing worked. That was a grind and a half.
Holy shit.
Like even the game, I know had to feel bad for me at some point. And it's like this guy's just retarded. I don't know what else to do. I've popped up the tooltips, the tutorials. Like I've given him some awesome bows and shit. This guy just he bought shit off the auction house to do this. I can't help him. He is too dumb to help. Let's just no. It's not no, let's just ignore him for now.
Yeah, I can understand that. I've tried similar in other games.
tried similar endeavors.
Yes, yes.
Trying to force the game to do something that it's not supposed to be doing.
Well, it's more along those exact same lines, with doing the same thing. It's like, oh yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. I went to build this and do this, but there's not enough, I guess, diversity in it there's still the template behind everything that you can't break away from, and it forces you to. And if you don't use it, it's just, yeah, mostly useless. You're very limited, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
That's one thing. Say the very first MMO I ever played. That's one thing I liked about it is you could make whatever you wanted, however you wanted, whether it was sounded good or not. But you could put any combination together you wanted. It may not be the best. You could be somewhat viable, but you could try anything you wanted at least. There was no templates behind the scenes that you had to
Yeah.
follow. I mean, like they had it's basically a thrown weapon, which is an atlatl. So basically a ranged, type weapon, and they were a little interesting. They weren't the best initially, but after enough time, they actually became very, very viable. Say, I don't know. I did a little research though for this. Couldn't think of anything initially off the top of my head, so I did a little digging, and probably the first one or one of the ones that I played it was kind of somewhat played the right way, but not as intended, but it worked, was the Burnout series. There's supposed to be objectives and things you're supposed to do and follow and this and that. Yeah, those got boring, and I said, "Fuck that!" And I went out and I tried to create my own massive wrecks and scenes and everything else on my own outside of what they wanted me to do. I basically told the game to, fuck off. I'm gonna go do this now. I don't care what you think.
And that's like I've mentioned before. I liked racing games, not Burnout in particular. That was a series that was about racing, but had a whole different take on everything. But that was I never felt like I was doing it wrong. I knew I was doing it wrong, but I love racing games that gave me the opportunity to play them wrong. And that comes from being a poor kid and basically the same statement I've made in 10 years of racing. You race what you fucking brought. No, I wasn't going up against fucking Bugattis or Lamborghinis or anything, but yeah, I might be outrun in a horsepower war, but everything and anything I could do to make up that difference, goddamn right I would. And the same goes for racing games. If there's a chance that either through skill, handling, something else, I can make up that power difference, let's fucking go. And then I decided to jump ship and be like, fuck handling. I want a car that has a lot of power. You can eat my ass. Burnouts!
All right, mission accomplished. On to the next mission.
And that's it. There is. That's the duality of the topic. There are times when playing a game and feeling like you're playing it wrong is a massively frustrating thing. And then there are times when you play a game and you feel like you're playing it wrong, but that's the whole fucking point. That is what gives you that sense of accomplishment. That is what makes it fun for you is the fucking go watch a YouTube video of anybody playing any From Software game as a no experience naked run. And watch how many of those fuckers do it better than me after having replayed half those games a dozen times with a perfect build. And these dudes have like a dagger or a broken sword, no clothes, and they're like, yeah, I was done with it and beat the final boss in an hour and a half. And I'm like, that's awesome. I used the meta build and I got slayed by that one AI invader like 40 times. But you know, it's cool. Whatever.
Well, you're right, and like we talked about the guy that did the one raid in Destiny 1.
Crota's
Like,
End, rock band drums, backwards
yeah,
without getting touched.
yeah, totally,
The
totally
legend
not the way it was
himself.
designed. Yeah, totally not the way it was designed to be played. But that had to be pretty fucking fun and pretty fucking funny to
And
that guy.
there is our callback. There is our entire point. And I know I am not a streamer. We had a streaming division for a hot minute and it got shit on and abandoned, so whatever. It will be back in some way, shape, or form. We're not sure what it is yet, but it'll be there because that's what all the cool kids do. No, there won't be a fucking Patreon. It'll be a free fucking service that you can watch and enjoy us while we do dumb shit. But there you go. That is it. That is the big thing. And all the fucking streamers, the YouTubers, everybody that was a diehard Destiny 1 fan that made a fucking living off of it will tell you. Those were the moments that made Destiny great. Those were the moments that made Destiny 1 great for me. Soloing Crota's End, soloing Nightfalls, doing all this crazy fucking shit. Watching other people that were 100 times more practiced and 1,000,000 times more skilled than I was doing shit I couldn't even begin to imagine. Those were fucking awesome moments. Bungie, you want your ESL? Guess what? It's not that popular anymore. Get in on that Twitch money. You built that sharing shit into the consoles now. Build it into your game. Make it easy to do that shit, but give us those amazing moments. Like my fucking Crucible skills went from 0 to 1,000,000,000 watching Grenader Jake and watching him fight 3 dudes, 6 dudes on his own, and watching how he approached situations, how he utilized weapons, terrain, everything else. My skill improved 1,000,000-fold watching that. Guess what? I will never get that good at Crucible in Destiny 2 because there's no fucking point. There is no awesome moment. There's no moment of exaltation. It is the worst parts of Destiny 1 Crucible and rolling the dice with the fire team and hoping you get a good one, because if you don't, the game's already over. But on the bright side, the matches are longer now, so I get stuck in there for more time to get frustrated, to get dicked on the RNG.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they still have some things to learn from.
definitely. So I guess I shouldn't feel like I'm playing something wrong. I should just play it the way that I enjoy it.
Hmm. That's the whole reason that you're playing to begin with.
Yeah,
Say don't feel forced into it. I mean, as long as you're having fun and enjoying yourself, that's all that matters. That's why I hate say when they get the whole meta builds and you're kind of forced to have to run a certain style or whatever. In some situations, it's like, you know what, you in order to do what you want, you kind of need to conform or do this and that to do it, without a bunch of frustration and being a pain in the ass.
yeah,
I mean that's okay for a little bit and whatnot, but yeah, repeatedly having to deal with it, no, it gets old after a while. So what else we got?
I mean, that's the topic. That's really it.
yeah.
Sorry, viewers, for the Destiny rant. I am still butthurt, obviously. I'm going to send my salt to that one politician in Canada that wants to mine all of his Twitter followers' tears for salt for the roads.
There you go. Sounds like we've accomplished another one.
What do you guys, Zero? You got anything else to say? Pull your string enough?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm good.
Well, everybody out there in TV land, congratulations, you made it through another episode. If you'd like Black Sun services, you're gonna have to send him a DM, find his contact info. I'm not helping you with that because last time I checked, he's still straight, and I can't support that lifestyle. I know he's trying to pay for college, but I've dated enough girls that said the same thing. Just not gonna happen. And they were sucking dick for free. Not mine. You know who I'm talking about. I hope we get popular and a couple of you hear this. You know what's up.
Nice.
Until then, Zero, you know what to do.
Shoot for the stars.
Yeah, he does it. He does it wrong every week. For 49 and a half weeks. Actually, like 50 some, because we've had some special events, but he does it wrong every time. And don't worry, audience. It strikes me in the soul and the heart deeper than it ever could you. You don't understand what it's like. Week after week, those words, they echo through my brain. They haunt me. I can't sleep. I can't drink it away. They're always there. Shoot for the stars. Shoot for the stars. Buckwash. Buckshot. Gargle. Mouthwash. Stop it. Make it stop. Make it stop. Make it stop.